Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic that has sparked quite a bit of conversation among fans of the Duggar family. We'll be exploring why Joy-Anna Duggar and Austin Forsyth made the decision not to film the birth of their son Gideon for Counting On. This decision marks a significant shift from previous practices within the Duggar family and raises interesting questions about privacy, family values, and evolving perspectives on reality television. So, grab your favorite beverage, get comfortable, and let's explore this intriguing story together. To fully understand the significance of this decision, we need to first look at the history of the Duggar family's involvement with reality television. The Duggars first gained national attention through their TLC show, 19 Kids and Counting, which premiered in 2008. The series documented their daily lives, parenting strategies, and most notably, the numerous pregnancies and births within the family. Throughout the years, viewers became accustomed to seeing intimate family moments, including home births, captured on camera. This level of transparency became a hallmark of the show and contributed significantly to its popularity. However, as time progressed and different family members started their own families, perspectives began to shift. Joy-Anna Duggar, the fifth child of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, married Austin Forsyth in 2017. Their relationship and subsequent marriage were heavily featured on Counting On, the spin-off series that followed various Duggar children as they started their own families. The couple welcomed their first child, Gideon Caleb, in November 2018, marking a new chapter in their lives and presenting an important decision regarding their participation in the reality TV world. When Joy-Anna and Austin announced their pregnancy with Gideon, fans naturally expected to see the birth documented on Counting On, following the pattern established by previous Duggar family births. However, in a surprising move, the couple decided to keep this deeply personal moment private. In interviews and social media posts, Joy-Anna explained that she and Austin felt strongly about maintaining privacy during this sacred moment. They expressed a desire to focus entirely on each other and their newborn without the presence of cameras and production crew. This decision reflected a growing awareness of the importance of setting boundaries, even within the context of reality television. Several factors likely influenced their choice. Personal growth. As young parents, Joy-Anna and Austin recognized the value of creating their own traditions and establishing what works best for their family. Changing perspectives. The couple may have observed how constant filming affected other family members and decided they wanted a different experience. Professional considerations. Both Joy-Anna and Austin have pursued careers outside of reality television, potentially making them more conscious of maintaining professional boundaries. This decision represents an important evolution in how reality TV participants view their involvement. It shows a growing understanding that while sharing life experiences can be valuable, there are certain moments that deserve protection from public scrutiny. The decision to keep Gideon's birth private naturally sparked reactions both within the Duggar family and among their fan base. Family members reportedly respected Joy-Anna and Austin's choice, acknowledging their right to establish their own family traditions. Fan responses were largely positive, with many expressing admiration for the couple's courage in setting boundaries. Some longtime viewers noted that this decision added authenticity to their portrayal, showing that they were willing to prioritize personal values over entertainment value. Interestingly, this decision seemed to strengthen the couple's relationship with their audience. Many fans appreciated the honesty behind their choice and found it relatable, especially those who had experienced similar pressures between public and private life. We love sharing our journey with you all, but some moments are just for us. We hope you understand and respect our decision to keep these precious memories private. The decision by Joy-Anna and Austin to keep Gideon's birth private had broader implications for Counting On and the reality television landscape as a whole. It highlighted a growing trend among reality TV stars to reassess their participation levels and set clear boundaries. This incident demonstrated that reality TV could evolve to accommodate changing participant needs. Producers and networks began recognizing that respecting participants' privacy could actually enhance the authenticity of their programming, rather than detract from it. What we're seeing here is a maturation of the reality TV genre. Participants are becoming more sophisticated in how they engage with these platforms, understanding that they can maintain control over certain aspects of their lives while still participating in the show. Despite keeping Gideon's birth private, Joy-Anna and Austin continued to be active participants in Counting On, finding ways to share meaningful aspects of their lives while maintaining appropriate boundaries. This approach helped pave the way for other cast members to negotiate their own terms of participation. Looking at the long-term effects of this decision, we can see several significant outcomes. First, Joy-Anna and Austin successfully established a precedent within the Duggar family for setting boundaries in reality television participation. Their example has likely influenced how other family members approach similar situations. Today, Joy-Anna and Austin continue to balance their public presence with private family moments. They've welcomed additional children since Gideon's birth and have maintained their stance on keeping certain moments sacred and unrecorded. Their decision has also contributed to broader discussions about the rights of reality TV participants, the importance of work-life balance, evolving family dynamics in the public eye. Looking back, I'm so glad we made that choice. It taught us the importance of standing firm in our convictions and showed our children that they have a say in what parts of their lives are shared publicly. The decision by Joy-Anna Duggar and Austin Forsyth to keep Gideon's birth private stands as a testament to the evolving nature of reality television and personal boundaries. It demonstrates that even within the highly visible world of reality TV, individuals can successfully navigate the complex balance between public engagement and personal privacy. As we've seen throughout this discussion, their choice wasn't just about one moment. It was about establishing a framework for how they wanted to build their family and interact with their audience. This approach has proven successful, allowing them to maintain authentic connections with fans while preserving important aspects of their private lives. Duggar family, specifically Maddie and Jason Duggar. If you've been keeping up with their social media lately, you might have noticed that fans are convinced something big is brewing. It all started when Maddie posted about getting blood work done, and now speculation is running wild that she and Jason could be expecting another baby. For those who may not know, Maddie Duggar, née McKnight, is one of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar's daughters from 19 Kids and Counting. She married Jason Duggar in 2019, and they already share 2 adorable children together. So, why are fans so sure there's a new addition on the way? Let's break it down. So let's start with the moment that set off this whirlwind of rumors. Recently, Maddie took to Instagram to share a photo of herself at what looks like a doctor's office. In the caption, she wrote something along the lines of, "Getting my routine checkup and blood work done today." Sounds innocent enough, right? But here's where things get interesting. Fans immediately zeroed in on 2 key details. First, Maddie specifically mentioned blood work, which many interpreted as code for pregnancy-related tests. Second, her tone seemed unusually vague, almost like she was hinting at something without outright saying it. And if you know anything about the Duggars, you'll know they're pros at dropping subtle clues before making major announcements. But wait, it doesn't stop there. Eagle-eyed followers also pointed out that Maddie has been wearing looser clothing lately, particularly flowy tops and dresses. Some even noticed that she wasn't drinking coffee during a recent family gathering, a beverage she usually enjoys. Could these be signs of an early pregnancy, or are we reading too much into it? What makes this situation even more intriguing is how similar it feels to past Duggar pregnancy reveals. Remember when Jill Dillard hinted at her pregnancies through cryptic captions and wardrobe changes? Fans caught on every time, and history might just be repeating itself with Maddie. To understand why fans are so quick to jump to conclusions, we need to talk about the Duggar family tradition of teasing big news. Over the years, the Duggars have become masters of planting subtle hints before officially confirming pregnancies, engagements, or other milestones. Take Joy-Anna Duggar-Forsyth, for example. Before announcing her first pregnancy, she posted photos holding onesies and baby blankets, leaving fans to connect the dots. Similarly, Lauren Duggar Swanson once shared a picture of herself surrounded by flowers, captioning it with lyrics about new beginnings. Weeks later, she revealed she was expecting. This pattern extends beyond pregnancies too. When Ben Seawold proposed to Jessa Duggar, he gave her a ring box wrapped in ribbon, but made sure to include a tiny bow on top as a nod to their upcoming nuptials. These clever tactics keep fans engaged and guessing, creating a sense of anticipation that only grows stronger over time. Given this track record, it's no wonder Maddie's latest post sent shockwaves through the fandom. Her choice of words, routine checkup, and blood work feels eerily familiar to previous Duggar teasers. Add in her recent fashion choices and lifestyle tweaks, and it's easy to see why fans are convinced she's following in her siblings' footsteps. Now, let's take a look at how fans are reacting to this potential news. Social media has been absolutely flooded with theories, predictions, and enthusiastic guesses. On Reddit, one user commented, "I'm calling it, Maddie's totally pregnant. The blood work thing is such a classic Duggar move." Another fan chimed in, saying, "She hasn't had caffeine in weeks, and she's glowing in every photo. This is happening." Over on Twitter, hashtags like MaddieBabyWatch and Duggar News have been trending, with fans dissecting every detail of Maddie's recent posts. Some are speculating about possible due dates, while others are debating whether the baby will be a boy or girl. One popular theory suggests that Maddie might announce the pregnancy around Christmas, tying it into the family's tradition of sharing joyful news during the holiday season. Of course, not everyone is convinced. A few skeptics argue that Maddie's blood work could simply be related to routine health maintenance, especially since she's a mom of 2 young kids. Others point out that loose clothing and skipping coffee aren't definitive proof of pregnancy. Still, the overwhelming majority seems to believe that a third Duggar grandchild is on the horizon, and they're loving every second of the suspense. While much of the focus has been on Maddie, we can't ignore Jason's role in fueling the rumors. As a devoted husband and father, Jason has always been supportive of his wife's endeavors, often sharing glimpses of their life together on social media. Recently, however, fans noticed that he's been unusually quiet online, leading some to speculate that he's helping Maddie keep the secret under wraps. In one of his latest posts, Jason shared a photo of himself playing with their kids, captioning it, "Family is everything." While the message itself is sweet and straightforward, fans couldn't help but notice the timing. Could this be another subtle hint at expanding their family? Others have pointed out that Jason has been spending extra time at home lately, possibly preparing for the arrival of a new baby. Whether intentional or coincidental, these small details have only added fuel to the fire. Whatever the truth may be, it's clear that both Maddie and Jason are keeping their cards close to their chest, for now. So, why does this matter so much to Duggar fans? For starters, the Duggar family represents more than just reality TV stars. They're a symbol of tradition, faith, and family values for many viewers. Each new addition to the clan is celebrated as a continuation of those ideals, bringing joy and excitement to fans who feel personally invested in their journey. Moreover, the Duggars have cultivated a unique relationship with their audience over the years by sharing intimate moments of their lives, From weddings to births to everyday challenges, they've created a sense of connection that goes beyond typical celebrity fandom. When someone like Maddie drops a cryptic clue, it feels like an invitation to participate in their story. Finally, there's the element of nostalgia. Many fans have followed the Duggars since the early days of 19 Kids and Counting, watching as each child grew up, got married, and started families of their own. Seeing Maddie potentially embark on this next chapter taps into those warm, sentimental feelings that make the fandom so enduring. As of now, neither Maddie nor Jason has confirmed or denied the pregnancy rumors, but based on everything we've seen, it's hard not to get excited. Whether she's expecting or simply taking care of her health, one thing is certain: the Duggar fandom will continue to thrive on these little mysteries and moments of anticipation. 19 Kids and Counting. You probably remember the Duggars as this picture-perfect Christian family with 19 kids, strict rules, and a seemingly idyllic life. But what happens when the shiny surface cracks? Spoiler alert, it gets dark, really dark. So buckle up, because by the end of this video, you might never look at reality TV or your own beliefs the same way again. For those who don't know, the Duggar family first rose to fame in 2008 with their TLC reality show 19 Kids and Counting. They were portrayed as wholesome, devout Christians living out their faith through homeschooling, modesty, and an ultra-conservative lifestyle. Their values were rooted in Bill Gothard's teachings, a controversial figure behind the Institute in Basic Life Principles and Advanced Training Institute. These organizations promoted strict gender roles, corporal punishment, and complete submission to authority figures like parents or husbands. But here's the thing: while they presented this image of perfection, cracks began to form over time. Josh Duggar, the eldest son, admitted to molesting 5 young girls, including some of his sisters, when he was a teenager. This revelation shocked fans worldwide and led to the cancellation of their show. The scandal only scratched the surface of deeper issues tied to the Duggars' upbringing and the ideology they followed. And now, thanks to Amazon Prime's documentary Shiny Happy People, we finally have a closer look at just how damaging these practices can be. To understand the Duggars' story, you need to understand Bill Gothard. He's the man behind the IBLP and ATI movements, which heavily influenced not only the Duggars, but thousands of families across America. His teachings emphasized control, obedience, and fear-based discipline, all wrapped up in religious language. Gothard encouraged parents to use physical punishment as a tool for training children, often advocating for harsh spankings, even for minor infractions. He also pushed rigid gender roles, teaching women to submit unconditionally to male authority and discouraging them from pursuing careers outside the home. Children raised under this system were isolated from mainstream culture, homeschooled using ATI curriculum, and discouraged from questioning anything they were taught. It's no wonder so many people described feeling trapped, anxious, and disconnected from the real world after leaving these communities. And unfortunately, the Duggars weren't immune to these toxic dynamics either. Now let's talk about the Duggars specifically. While they tried to maintain their squeaky clean image, Shiny Happy People reveals just how deeply entrenched they were in Gothard's teachings, and how those teachings contributed to dysfunction within the family. One of the most disturbing revelations is how the Duggars handled Josh Duggar's abuse case. Instead of reporting him to the police immediately, they sent him to counseling provided by the IBLP. According to reports, he stayed there for several months before returning home without any legal consequences. Meanwhile, the victims were left to cope with their trauma largely unsupported. Hearing Jill recount her pain is heartbreaking. She talks about feeling betrayed, not just by Josh, but by her parents, who prioritized protecting the family's reputation over seeking justice for their daughters. It raises serious questions about accountability and whether institutions like the IBLP enable predators rather than holding them responsible. Not everyone stays trapped in these kinds of environments forever. Many former ATI members, including some of the Duggar siblings, have since spoken out about breaking free from the movement's grip. But escaping isn't easy. It requires confronting years of indoctrination and rebuilding your sense of self-worth. Derek Dillard, Jill's husband, has been particularly vocal about the harm caused by ATI. He describes it as a cult-like organization that brainwashes its followers into believing there's only one right way to live. For those who leave, the process of deprogramming can take years, and it often involves grappling with feelings of guilt, shame, and confusion. It's inspiring to see people reclaim their lives, but it's also a reminder of how much damage was done in the first place. And sadly, not everyone makes it out. So why should you care about all of this? Because Shiny Happy People isn't just about the Duggars. It's about exposing the dangers of authoritarian ideologies masquerading as religion. It's about recognizing the red flags of abusive systems and understanding how easily they can infiltrate families, churches, and communities. Studies show that children raised in highly controlling environments are more likely to struggle with anxiety, depression, and PTSD later in life. And yet, these groups continue to thrive because they prey on people's desire for structure and meaning. That's why documentaries like this are so important. They shine a light on the truth and give a voice to survivors. If nothing else, Shiny Happy People serves as a wake-up call. It reminds us to question authority, prioritize empathy over dogma, and stand up for those who can't speak for themselves. At the end of the day, the Duggar family's story is both fascinating and horrifying. It's a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked power and the importance of holding institutions accountable. Whether you're a fan of true crime, documentaries, or just interested in human behavior, Shiny Happy People is a must-watch, but fair warning, it will leave you shaken. Duggar doc that's taking streaming services by storm. In an era where reality TV often feels more like fantasy than truth, this raw, unfiltered look at one of America's most controversial families is exactly what we've been craving. It's not just another chapter in the Duggar saga. It's a groundbreaking exploration of faith, family dynamics, and the dark side of American evangelical culture. This isn't your typical glossy reality show. This documentary pulls back the curtain on the harsh realities behind the picture-perfect facade we were sold for years. And trust me, it's everything we didn't know we needed, but absolutely do. For those who might not be familiar, let's rewind to 2008, when Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar first stepped into the national spotlight with their TLC series 19 Kids and Counting. At the time, they were portrayed as the epitome of wholesome, traditional family values, homeschooling their kids, adhering to strict Christian principles, and living a life many viewers found fascinating or even aspirational. Each episode showcased their larger-than-life celebrations, DIY projects, and the logistical challenges of raising such a massive brood. But as we now know, beneath that polished exterior lay simmering tensions, secrets, and controversies that would eventually rock the foundation of their carefully curated image. The turning point came in 2015 when allegations surfaced about Josh Duggar's past misconduct, specifically his involvement in molesting younger family members. These revelations weren't just shocking. They exposed deep flaws within the family structure and raised questions about how abuse can fester unchecked in insular communities. The fallout was immediate. The show was canceled, sponsors flood, and the Duggars became synonymous with controversy rather than wholesomeness. Over the years, cracks continued to form. Several Duggar children began speaking out against their upbringing, criticizing the restrictive rules, lack of autonomy, and emotional toll of growing up under such rigid expectations. Jill Dillard, Jessa Seawald, and others have publicly distanced themselves from certain aspects of their parents' beliefs, while some siblings remain staunch defenders of the family name. So why does this new documentary feel so different and so necessary? Unlike previous attempts to document the Duggars' lives, this production doesn't shy away from the hard truths. Instead, it leans into them, offering a level of authenticity rarely seen in reality TV today. Here's what sets it apart. The filmmakers gained remarkable access to both current and estranged family members. For the first time, we hear directly from those who lived through the trauma, not just sanitized soundbites but raw, emotional testimonies. There's no sugarcoating here. Every word feels earned. While earlier portrayals painted the Duggars as either villains or victims, this documentary embraces complexity. It acknowledges the genuine love and loyalty within the family, while also confronting the harm caused by their rigid ideology. It's a balanced approach that humanizes everyone involved without excusing wrongdoing. The timing couldn't be better. As society grapples with issues like religious extremism, abuse in closed communities, and the long-term effects of authoritarian parenting, this documentary offers invaluable insights. It's not just about the Duggars. It's about understanding broader patterns of control, shame, and resilience. Let's talk about reality TV for a moment. Over the past 2 decades, the genre has evolved into something almost unrecognizable. What started as a way to capture real people in authentic situations has morphed into highly produced, scripted dramas designed to maximize drama and ratings. Shows like the Real Housewives franchise thrive on manufactured conflict, while celebrity-driven programs focus more on luxury lifestyles than genuine storytelling. This new Duggar documentary flips that script entirely. There are no over-the-top tantrums staged for cameras, no lavish vacations meant to dazzle audiences. Instead, we get quiet, intimate moments, conversations between estranged siblings trying to reconcile, parents grappling with guilt and regret, and young adults navigating the scars of their childhood. It's messy, uncomfortable, and profoundly real. There's so much to unpack here, but I want to highlight 3 critical lessons this documentary nails perfectly. In a world obsessed with curated Instagram feeds and perfect TikTok videos, this doc reminds us that imperfection is relatable and powerful. Watching the Duggars confront their mistakes and vulnerabilities makes them feel less like untouchable celebrities and more like ordinary people wrestling with extraordinary circumstances. One of the most poignant themes is forgiveness, or the struggle to achieve it. We see family members torn between anger and love, betrayal and loyalty. It's a reminder that healing isn't linear, and that relationships damaged by trauma require immense effort to repair. Finally, this documentary teaches us the importance of sitting with discomfort. Rather than rushing to judgment or offering easy answers, it allows space for difficult truths to emerge naturally. That patience pays off, creating a richer, more meaningful viewing experience. If you haven't watched it yet, you're missing out, not just on the story itself, but on the cultural conversation it's sparking. Across platforms, viewers are praising the doc for its honesty and depth. Some call it cathartic, while others describe it as heartbreaking but necessary. Even critics who once dismissed the Duggars as irrelevant are revisiting their opinions in light of this fresh perspective. This is the first time I've felt empathy for the Duggars instead of judgment. It's not just about them, it's about how religion can shape, and sometimes warp, family dynamics. I wish more reality TV had this kind of guts and integrity. At its core, this documentary proves that reality TV can still serve a purpose beyond entertainment. When done right, it can challenge our assumptions, spark important conversations, and foster empathy for experiences far removed from our own. The Duggar story may be extreme, but its themes, family loyalty, personal freedom, and the search for identity, are universal. As viewers, we owe it to ourselves to demand more content like this, shows that prioritize truth over spectacle, nuance over sensationalism, and humanity over profit. Because if there's one thing the Duggar doc proves, it's that we don't need perfection to connect. Sometimes, all we need is honesty.